So today I will show you how to challenge GvG S tiers like islands and how to possibly win them. And the first thing that comes to mind when talking about GvG is, isn't that content pay to win? Why even bother making a video on it if eye level matters, gems matter, card set matter, it just means whales are going to dominate it. Well, that's kinda right, but it's not as pay to win as it used to be. Because now, because of Braille gear, the honing rates are a lot higher, so the gap between normal players and whales have decreased by a lot. So now, as you see, I am a free to play and I'm like 1560, and I could easily hit 1570. I have mats for it, and I could possibly push to 1580. So 1580 or 1570 or 1560 is completely achievable for a free to play, and that's more than enough for GvG. Yes, you might still be like 20 eye levels or 10 eye levels under whales, but that's not big of a gap. And you might argue, well, they can still buy higher level gems and have more damage than you. Well, that's true, but in GvG, who wins is not who has the higher damage, it's basically who stays alive. So tankiness play the most important role. That's why we build mostly defensive engravings instead of full DPS engraving. And that's why the most important aspect of GvG is eye level, because you get tankiness from each eye level increase. So basically, in a nutshell, this is a really good time to start playing GvG because the gap is a lot closer than before and it doesn't feel as bad as before. So you can definitely win against whale guilds if you are better, if you skill diff them basically. And I would like to start by talking about Slime, the Slime Island. So I will get straight to what the current meta is. So in recent patches, they changed how slime works. So slimes are no longer damage based, which is another good thing for free to play, because back then, who has the higher damage gets the most slime. It's easier for you to kill slimes if you can just deal higher damage than the other guild. But now it's hit based. They made them lucky monsters, and as you know, lucky monsters don't require damage. They require number of hits, which means at the moment damage is not going to help you at all with getting slimes. You would need to use multi-hit skills. So for example, in Deathblade's case, Moonlight Sonic will take 40% of HP of the slime, but a 20 stacked surge will take nothing. It will deal no damage to the slime because it's hit based, which makes a lot of classes really good at killing slime, like Gunslinger, like Glavier, Source, any class that has multi hits. And there is this card set, the Pirate Generation card set, that increase damage to lucky monster. It doesn't increase damage, it just increases the number of hits. So this will help you burst the slimes even faster. So basically, when challenging Slime Island, you want to assign at least two slime killers. So for example, if you want to control the A point and the C point, let's say you assign a Glavier to kill the slimes in the A point, and you assign a Sorceress to kill the slimes on C point. The ideal build for both of them would be full swiftness and second stat endurance, so they can obviously be tankier and also have lower cooldown and be faster, since their whole job would be just killing the slime. While the rest of the members will do just basically normal PvP, just fighting the other guild. And that does not even necessarily mean that the people who are assigned for slime killing would be useless in PvP, because the only stat they are giving up on is the secondary stats. So normally you use domination for secondary stats in GvG. So now you would use endurance, so you can be more tankier because you will be more focusing on slimes than other players. And at 5 minutes there is the queen fight. So the slime queen will spawn, and you need to be here a lot earlier than 5 minutes so you can control the whole area, and you need to kill the gatekeeper first, and he actually gives a lot of points so you can get to the slime queen. And after you kill the queen, two splits would be here. The first split would be here, second split would be here, so you would want to kill the splits as well. But this part, it's not about what's happening inside, because usually most of the time the guilds that get to it first wins this fight. And this fight means the whole match. Like 70% of the time, if you get the queen and the deuce place, you're guaranteed to win the match. So all of that early fighting over like the side slimes does not matter if you're going to lose the fight in the middle. So you basically want to control the choke points. So there are two choke points. There is this one and there is this one. You want to be a lot earlier here than the enemy guild, so you can control these like the choke points and not let enemies get inside. And after you're done with the queen fight, you go back to taking the side slimes. And for the side slimes, there is so many strats, but all you have to do is adapt inside the match, because there is not like a single strat that you would use once and that's it. For side slimes, it depends on which points are you controlling. So let's say you assigned 8 people to be on A and you assigned 8 people to be on C, but then the enemy guild like assigned stronger people than yours on A and they lost the whole point, and now the enemy controls A and they are fighting you on C and it's close fight, and B is like controlled by the enemy as well and it has fewer members, for example. Now you need to adapt. You need to give up completely on A so you can control B and C. And you would send reinforcement to C and you would try to take control of B as well on the meantime. But when I say give up on A, that does not mean like just leaving it completely empty. Because if you leave it empty, the enemy guild can just simply send everyone to the other points and leave only 2 people or 1 person to take the slimes. So you would want to leave 2 people or like 3 people on A to just annoy them and not like let them rest basically. So they can't leave the points because they have control over this point and they know if they leave it, you would take it back. So that's it for slime. You just need to basically know which points are you good at controlling, have like a solid strat, and be adaptive inside the match. You don't want to just have one strat for every single situation because it would not get you far. And now let's talk about Medea. I personally hate this island. It's so brain dead, but there are people who like enjoy it because it has more PvP than slime, since you would be peeling the mirror holder. The only problem with this island is that there is only one strat and one strat only. You get like your Zerkers to build full endurance with defensive engravings like fortitude, heavy armor, and then put like the Sherry on top, level 1 crisis invasion. That Zerker is never going to die, let's be honest. Especially because the endurance increases healing from the pot and fortitude caps because he's using mayhem. So it's it's the most cringe build and it's an unkillable immortal Zerker. All you need him to do after that is just get hold of one mirror and he will be able to keep it forever. You can't like remove the mirror from his hands because to do that you need to kill him, but he's running a build that makes him unkillable. So the guild that would win this island is the one that can get hold of the mirrors first. Because after you Zerker get hold of the mirror, let's say you have 3 Zerkers running that build and you got hold of A points and C points. All you need to do after that is peel those Zerkers and they will get you infinite amount of points. They will just keep stacking points on points on points and the enemy guild cannot kill them because for them to kill them, they have to kill the peelers first, and then after they kill the peelers, they have to kill the Zerker twice because he's running level 1 Crisis Invasion. So killing him once is already hard, and with level 1 Crisis Invasion, he is actually immortal. So for this island is so cringe because it's basically who get hold of the mirror first wins. And you can only win it if you heavily out eye level like the enemy guild. And as I mentioned, that's hard to do at the moment because most guilds are close in eye level. So it would be basically a race at the start, and who wins that race wins the whole match. So if this would help revive GvG just one bit, that would be cool. And see ya.